Wow, okay. I've were given loads I cannot tell. I can't inform that one either. From surprising Hollywood events to mysterious disappearances and tragic deaths, what is clearly behind Ashton Kutcher's rise to fame? What? I'm notable looking and he's jealous. I'm telling you, Jackie, this frame is a curse. How does a person who became a household call through lighthearted sitcoms have connections to some of Hollywood's darkest tragedies? Who are Mullen Hetty? Whatever it is, the one taking out an asshole call through lighthearted sitcoms have connections to some of Hollywood's darkest tragedies. Ashton has been the usage of his celeb platform to advocate for trafficking, but now you're telling me that his wife just moved out because of things which can be about to unfold with the Diddy case, and what sincerely came about to 12-months-old Davy Chase after she allegedly crossed paths with Ashton and Diddy. Woo! You're doing so desirable. When you watched of Ashton Kutcher, you might photo the goofy Michael Kelso from that 70s show, or the fascinating romantic lead in Hollywood rom-coms. We can get back together, Jackie. If you suppose that me kissing every other girl goes to convey us nearer together, I'm absolutely inclined to make that set. But what if I instructed you that under the polished picture lies a sequence of unsettling occasions and allegations? From his ties to chilling Hollywood crimes to questionable relationships, Ashton's adventure to stardom is far darker than it appears. And nowadays, we are diving into the most controversial moments, starting with the death of his female friend, Brittany Murphy. Brittany Murphy and Ashton Kutcher began dating after assembly on the set of Just Married. They simply ended up dating for 5 months. However, they seemingly wore matching rings at one factor, making many agree with they were briefly engaged. On December 20, 2009, Hollywood became rocked by way of the devastating news of Brittany Murphy's demise. The actress, Brittany Murphy's demise, the actress, Ashley Dewey, took her life when COVID-19 prompted their breakup. Excellent, known for her roles in Clueless and 8 Mile, became Handiest 32 Years Antique, while she exceeded away all of a sudden in her Hollywood Hills domestic. Brittany had reportedly been feeling sick for numerous days, with flu-like signs and symptoms that had her susceptible and struggling to get better. Early that morning, she collapsed within the lavatory. Her mother, Sharon Murphy, who lived with Brittany and her husband, Simon Monjack, made the frantic 911 name. Despite efforts to store her, Brittany became said lifeless at Cedars-Sinai Medical Center. Hollywood is mourning the lack of Brittany Murphy this morning. The 32-year antique actress died on Sunday from what officials say regarded to be the reputable reason of loss of life become indexed as pneumonia, anemia, and a mixture of prescription and over-the-counter medicinal drugs, consisting of cold remedy and painkillers. While there were no unlawful pills observed in her device, her passing shocked lovers and sparked a wave of hypotheses. How could a young, vibrant female fall so ill so fast? Brittany's sudden death left many unanswered questions and solid a shadow over the glamorous lifestyles she appeared to guide. Brittany's domestic, a sprawling 1,000 rectangular-foot mansion nestled inside the Hollywood Hills, have become central to the intrigue surrounding her death. The house itself had an unusual backstory. Brittany bought it in 2003 for $3.85 million from none other than Britney Spears, who reportedly bought the property due to unsettling studies. Brittany later claimed she felt an abnormal, darkish presence within the home, even suggesting it is probably haunted. This eerie popularity might only develop after Brittany's tragic passing. Despite its luxurious and breathtaking perspectives, Brittany reportedly hated residing there. According to Simon Monjack, she regularly referred to the assets as unfortunate and would beg to stay elsewhere, even suggesting they pass to the Beverly Hills Hotel quickly. But Simon, seeking to be realistic, could remind her that they had a lovely domestic and couldn't simply leave. Sadly, this domestic Brittany wanted to keep away from have become the vicinity in which her lifestyles ended. Adding to the house's mysterious charisma was speculation about its capacity function in Brittany's loss of life. Some wondered if environmental factors like poisonous mold could have contributed to her illness. In fact, Britney's mother, Sharon, later claimed there had been troubles with mildew in the domestic. However, the coroner's workplace disregarded this concept in 2010, declaring there has been no proof linking mold to her demise. Still, whispers of something sinister inside the residence endured. The haunting rumors weren't limited to Britney's loss of life. Britney Spears' former makeup artist as soon as revealed on a podcast that Britney had skilled horrifying encounters at the same time as residing there. She even blamed a Reiki recovery consultation for opening a spirit portal that allegedly unleashed awful power. These unsettling memories best deepen the experience that the house held greater than simply reminiscences. It held secrets. If Britney's dying wasn't stunning enough, the tale took a fair darker flip just 5 months later. On May 23, 2010, her husband Simon Monjack changed into determined dead inside the equal home. Now to the trendy Hollywood mystery, the husband of actress Brittany Murphy has been found dead simply 5 months after her. Like Britney, Simon died of acute pneumonia and intense anemia. His dying reflected hers so carefully that it reignited hypotheses about the residents, their way of life, and whether extra turned into at play than met the eye. Simon, a British screenwriter, had been a debatable determinant even before Britney's loss of life. Many of her friends and fanatics were skeptical in their relationship, with some accusing him of controlling her career and private existence. After Britney handed him, Simon confronted complaint for the way he treated her legacy. However, his very own health became deteriorating for the duration of this time. His mother, Linda Monjack, later revealed that Simon had experienced hallucinations and abnormal signs and symptoms before his death, which she blamed on mold in the residence. Despite those claims, government again ruled out environmental elements, sticking to the realization that Simon's demise, like Britney's, turned into the end result of pneumonia. Anyway, as if it is no longer awful enough, there are also allegations that Kutcher allegedly took benefit of Davy Chase, even as she changed into still a younger actress. Davy Chase's tale starts in Las Vegas, Nevada, wherein she became born on July 24, 1990. Growing up within the small metropolis of Albany, Oregon, Davy had what appeared like an ordinary youth, but even at a young age, was clear she wasn't a normal kid. By the time she changed into simply 3 years vintage, she'd become already stealing the highlight along with her singing and dancing at local activities. Her mother and father recognized her expertise early on and encouraged her to chase her desires inside the leisure industry. By the age of 7, Davy got her first flavor of the huge leagues while she starred in a Campbell's Soup industrial. Her herbal attraction and on-screen presence made her stand out, and it wasn't long earlier than more opportunities came knocking. Around the identical time, she turned into presented a lead function in a musical theater manufacturer known as Utah, not to mention one simply starting out. Things absolutely took off when she started out auditioning for TV suggests and films. By age 8, Debbie had already landed her first most important TV gig and turned into testing for roles left and right. Though a few early projects did not pan out, her persistence paid off. By 2003, she snagged a function on Fox's Oliver Bean, Gambling Oliver's quirky fine friend, Rejoice. This was just the beginning of a career that was about to explode. Davy's career-defining moment got here in 2002 when Disney selected her as the voice of Lilo inside the lively conventional Lilo and Stitch. This wasn't just some other Disney film. It had become a cultural phenomenon. Lilo becomes spunky, clever, and complete of heart, and Davy's voice introduced her to existence in a way that resonated with audiences everywhere in the world. The film became a big hit, and the road Ohana approached Circle of Relatives manner nobody gets left in the back of or forgotten became one of the maximum memorable prices of the time. Davy's overall performance wasn't just about analyzing strains, it changed into about making Lilo sense actual. She made you chortle, cry, and cheer for a bit girl who turned into simply looking to keep her own family collectively. Disney cherished her so much that they had her voice Lilo for the Lilo and Stitch TV collection, video games, and different spin-offs. She wasn't only a youngster playing a component, she turned into now a main name in the leisure world. While most people loved Devi for her candy and lovable Lilo voice, she took a sharp turn in her career with a totally extraordinary function. In 2002, she terrified audiences as Samara Morgan within The Ring. Remember that creepy lady crawling out of the TV? That turned into Davy Chase. Her haunting overall performance earned her the MTV Movie Award for Best Villain, and it's secure to mention she earned it. The role solidified her fame as greater than just an infant star. It showed the arena she may want to manage intense, dramatic, and downright scary roles. I just need to say, what's wild is that within the identical 12 months, she additionally voiced Chihiro in Spirited Away, the English dub model of Hayao Miyazaki's masterpiece. The film went on to win the Academy Award for Best Animated Feature, making Devi part of not just one, however, two iconic projects in the identical year. By the time she was 12, Devi Chase had executed more than most human beings do in a lifetime. She became balancing foremost roles in films, TV indicates, and voice acting, and all whilst navigating the pressures of growing up. Described by means of directors and co-stars as being wise beyond her years, with an top-notch paintings ethic. But being a younger star is not all glitz and glamour. Hollywood may be hard, in particular on youngsters. The regular strain, loss of privateness, and the enterprise's darker aspect can take a toll. And while Devi regarded to have all of it, matters weren't as best as they seemed. Just as quickly as she rose to repute, Devi commenced to disappear from the highlight. By her late young adults, she wasn't landing as many massive roles, and fans commenced to surprise what had came about to the lady who had once been anywhere. Some thought she had absolutely grown bored with Hollywood and wanted an ordinary life. Others whispered approximately darker reasons. Rumors, approximately the exploitation of toddler stars, and the poisonous surroundings that often surround young actors. You see, back in 2003, Devi changed into invited to one in All Diddy's legendary After Events. In fact, a resurfaced video clip of the incident has currently long gone viral amid the mounting costs of essay and abuse against him, giving the rapper a clean headache. In the 2003 clip, Sean Diddy, the embattled rapper, can be seen inviting a then 12-year-old child actress, Davy Chase, to an MTV after birthday celebration. The video, which is now circulating broadly on social media, is now raising eyebrows as the rapper and businessman awaits trials on costs of STFing and racketeering. In the traumatic clip, the 12-month vintage Sean Diddy Combs may be visible approaching the then 12-year vintage The Ring actress behind the scenes at the 2003 MTV Movie Awards. He is visible talking to Davy Chase and asks if she's coming to the after-birthday party this night as he holds a drink near his mouth. However, it stays uncertain whether or not Chase attended the party or not. According to Page 6, Combs and the lady reputedly met in advance within the night, while he and a then 12 months vintage Ashton Kutcher presented her with the Best Villain Award for her position within the horror movie The Ring. While accepting the award, Ashton Kutcher hovered over her, telling her she became doing so exact, and lightly rubbed her shoulder. So suitable. Her, you are doing so exact. Soon after the video went viral at the internet, netizens took to social media to call out the disgraced rapper as sick, gross, and disgusting. How did it take this long for Diddy to be arrested? Nobody idea. It became bizarre he turned into inviting 13-year-olds to his parties. This became authorized and recommended ranges, wrote one ex-consumer. Diddy did all this publicly. Imagine what befell at the back of closed doors. I hope they lock him up for existence, some other one stated. Many also slammed Kutcher for patting Chase palms. Is that Ashton Kutcher creeping at the back of? Remarked one greater person, even as another stated. There is no hell deep sufficient or punishment robust enough for this group of predatory serialers and infant emmers. And then there is the case of Ashley Ellerin, Kutcher's lady friend from 2001. In the hours of February 22, 2001, the brutal annihilatement of 12-months-old Ashley Ellerin bowled over Hollywood. A vibrant style student along with her entire lifestyles beforehand of her, Ashley became observed useless in her Hollywood domestic, stabbed 47 times she were making ready for a date without any other than that 70s display famous person, Ashton Kutcher. which Ashley became stabbed 47 instances. They additionally stated it changed into evident that Ashley had just taken a shower and her body was observed. Time. Assuming she had left with someone else, Mr. Kutcher appeared in the window and noticed what he idea changed into spilled wine on the floor. We consider now the evidence will display that become really. The subsequent morning, Ashley's roommate made the awful discovery. No, the scene became gruesome. Ashley were brutally stabbed almost 50 times. Her unalivement would later be tied to a man referred to as the Hollywood Ripper, Michael Gargiulo, a serial unaliver who stalked and unalived women throughout California. But something approximately Ash's behavior that night time has never sat proper with fans. And now, actually then many years later, explosive new facts has surfaced that factor to a capacity cover. Fast forward to 2019, and Ashton Kutcher determined himself lower back inside the highlight, no longer for his performing profession, however, as a key witness inside the trial of Michael Gargiulo. Kutcher testified that he became freaking out after listening to about Ashley's death, especially since his fingerprints have been throughout the front door. Pink stains on the carpet have been from spilled wine. However, enthusiasts couldn't assist but raised eyebrows at his nonchalant reaction to seeing what became later revealed to be blood. Some even went as a long way as to impeach whether or not Ashton knew more than he let on. In fact, some conspiracy theorists advised that Ashton may had been more deeply worried than the general public to begin with realized. Questions started circulating. Why didn't Ashton call the police when he noticed the suspicious scene? Why did it take him almost 2 hours to arrive at Ashley's home after their smartphone name? Answered questions haunted many, and whilst Gargiulo turned into eventually convicted, Ashton's role in the night of Ashley's loss of life continued to raise eyebrows. In a stunning twist, Mila Kunis, Ashton Kutcher's longtime partner and spouse, has allegedly commenced planning on her go-out approach from her marriage to Ashton Kutcher. For weeks, rumors of a breakup between her and Ashton were circulating. Sources close to the couple claim that Mila is growing uncomfortable with Ashton's ties now, not only to his late lady friend's unalivement, but additionally to the now disgraced hip-hop famous rich person, Sean Diddy Combs. Could Mila be cooperating with government behind the curtain? If so, it makes sense why she's distanced herself from Ashton. She might also understand something explosive that would put Ashton in critical criminal jeopardy. After all, she has been through his aspect for years and could have had get entry to his personal international